Now at 5, it was a historic election day in Kentucky. We'll give you a breakdown of election results coming up in a live report.
Police were called out to the same Lexington gas station twice this morning. We'll tell you why.
And a man is dead after a shooting in Rowan County, leaving police with more questions than answers.
This is WKYT This Morning.
And good morning to you. I'm Barbara Bailey in for Bill today, who had a late night. You know how much he loves following politics.
Yeah,
but he'll be in here in just a little bit.
It is the morning after, right? A big election night, and wow, maybe a lot of people are surprised with the outcome, but
still trying to process all of that happened. But more people did turn out to the polls.
That's good.
Maybe the weather had something to do with that. It was a gorgeous day.
It was a gorgeous day, Micah. Are we going to be blessed again?
I think so. Today and tomorrow. I mean, we'll look for those 3 consecutive days like we talked about the past few days, that we're just going to have anywhere from 70 to 75 degrees with that temperature range, and also looking for pretty good looking weather too, the way it looks outside. Temperatures in the 50s, even some 60s down toward the south and southwest. Look at that 65-degree reading showing up down in Monticello out at the airport. 75 by the afternoon, just a phenomenal day in store. We'll do it all over again tomorrow, but the focus of the forecast is really Friday. That's when a front moves through. It's a cold front. There's not a lot of rain with this, but it's mainly about those cold temperatures this weekend. I'll show you how low we go coming up.
All right, Micah, thank you. It's a historic win for Kentucky Republicans. For only the second time in 40 years, a Republican is the next governor of Kentucky.
Matt Bevin beat Democrat Jack Conway by tens of thousands of votes. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with a look at the race and the results. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. Republican Matt Bevin won the governor's race by more than 84,000 votes. He took the lead early in the day, and he never lost it. When Bevin took the stage in Frankfort after the historic win, he thanked his wife, his children, and his parents. He called this a fresh start for Kentucky and talked about crossing party lines to unite the state's leaders. He has made it clear that one of his first orders of business will be to repeal the state's planned expansion of Medicaid. Bevin's win could be considered a surprising upset because the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll showed the Louisville businessman trailing 5 points behind Democrat Jack Conway going into Election Day. Now, Conway, the state's attorney general, did not say much in his concession speech. He told his crowd of supporters that he was disappointed, but that he respected the decision. He said he does plan to continue working to improve Kentucky. While he did not say what is next, he did say that his 2 daughters will see a lot of him at home. And the watch party for the third candidate in the race, Drew Curtis, was much more laid back than Conway's or Bevin's. He watched the results come in with his family and friends at the Chase Brewing Company in Lexington. He says he is considering running for executive office again, but first, he's publishing a book about everything he's learned during this election. Now, there was a low voter turnout for the governor's election. The Secretary of State says just over 30%, or about 980,000 people, voted in the election. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. Republicans scored victories in 3 other statewide races as well. Among them, state auditor. Republican Mike Harmon, a state lawmaker and an insurance agent, ousted incumbent Democrat Adam Edlin. Harmon won the race despite spending far less money than Edlin.
About 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I felt like God was leading me to pick up 5 stones. 5 stones to be symbolic of the David and Goliath. But you know what? I read the book. David won.
While Kentucky's Democrats suffered a loss in the governor's race, they won in other statewide elections. Allison Lundergan Grimes will keep her position as Secretary of State. She beat out a little-known Republican candidate, Steve Nipper, to win. Nipper was a former city council member in Erlanger. Grimes says she is excited to move forward with making Kentucky better.
And I look forward to working with Governor and Lieutenant Governor-elect to make sure that we open the Commonwealth and truly mean Kentucky is business, folks, and we bring our middle class back to where they need and should be. Together, we will build a brighter future for the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Well, Grimes credited her record of registering thousands of businesses since taking office and upgrading the state's online business portal to her success.
In the race for agriculture commissioner, Republican Ryan Quarles defeated Democrat Jean Marie Lawson-Spann. Quarles, currently a state representative from Georgetown, campaigned on his farming experience.
You know, the future of agriculture is bright, and I'm glad to plow new ground as we continue the success of the Kentucky Proud Marketing Program, continue agriculture education.
On WKYT.com, we have extensive coverage of all the statewide elections. We also have interactive maps showing how Kentuckians voted.
New this morning, a scary night at a Lexington gas station after police were called out twice for a robbery and a fight.
Police have arrested 3 men after 2 incidents at the Thornton's gas station on Versailles Road. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live from the gas station. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning, Barbara. Yes, 2 men are in custody after a robbery at this gas station on Versailles Road. Police say the 2 men came into the gas station around 12:30 in the morning, demanding cash and implying that they had a weapon. They got off with the money, but police say they found the men just down the street as they were responding to the call. Now, police arrested and charged Claude Daly and Miles Braziers with robbery. In an unrelated situation, a couple of hours later at the same gas station, police say the clerk at the store pushed the panic button as 2 people were in the store fighting. Now, police did arrest 1 person in that situation for alcohol intoxication, and the clerk did not want to be on camera or speak to us about the situation. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Thank you, Michelle. We're tracking the investigation this morning into a deadly shooting in Rowan County. This happened along Cold Springs Road off Old House Creek Road near Moorhead late yesterday afternoon. The Rowan County Sheriff's Office says that 51-year-old Philip Gent got into an argument with his brother. The sheriff says Gent's brother then shot him. Gent later died at the hospital.
You know, death is always tragic, especially when there are family members involved. It's a tragic situation.
The sheriff's office is still investigating what led up to the shooting. So far, no charges have been filed.
Investigators now think the son may have played a role in a crash that killed an Eastern Kentucky University student. The crash happened yesterday on the Eastern Bypass in Richmond, not far from the EKU campus. Police say a car driven by 18-year-old Tyler Hughes slammed into the back of a cement truck. He was killed in the crash. Police say 3 other EKU students in the car had non-life-threatening injuries. They say the sun may have kept Hughes from seeing the truck in front of him.
As you can see, the sun's very bright here. We don't know if that was a contributing factor in this or not. We're investigating all different angles, but it doesn't appear that the car applied the brakes whatsoever.
Now, police say Hughes was from Florence. He was a freshman business major at EKU.
A 17-year-old has died after a forklift accident in Garrett County. It happened just before 5 at Bluegrass Agriculture Distributors in Lancaster. The Fayette County coroner says Grant Thomas Oakley fell off the side of a forklift. It ran over him. He was flown to UK where he died. Oakley will undergo an autopsy today in Frankfort. A Central Kentucky historic site is receiving some money to protect and preserve it. The National Park Service is awarding more than $91,000 to the Perryville Civil War Battlefield in Boyle County. 2 other Civil War battlefields in Mississippi and Virginia are also receiving money. The 3 sites are splitting more than $500,000 in total.
WKYT This Morning is just getting started.
Election day is over, of course, but a California politician already planning for the next one. We'll tell you about some new legislation after weather.
We have a pretty good looking day in store, starting off in the 50s. Really nice November day as we get into the afternoon, and I'll show you how high these temperatures go coming up next.